What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Smackdown review. I didn't really do a review last week, which I was even surprised to even see the Headbangers back on TV last week, which they were just brought in the job for some reason. So Slater and Rhino, and the debut of the Milkman, and why is Heath Slater now redneck? I thought his gimmick was supposed to be a rock star, but I guess it has Vince McMahon written all over it to make him look like a redneck, very poor redneck, by the way, and a lot of things on that. But I'm just gonna skip on to this week's review because I was surprised that like I said, I was surprised to even see the Headbangers come back. But Daniel Bryan, he came out and talked about the women's championship as he talked about the six-pack challenge, and it will be an elimination match. As Becky Lynch came out, and I guess Becky thought Bryan was gonna say Nikki's name first. But Bryan said he loves sister-in-law and tried to talk about the Total Bellas, which people booed. But I digress, and he went on to talk about Natalya. Talk about Becky Lynch, saying she's going to become the first SmackDown Women's Champion. And Natalya came out and said boring and everything. The worst night of my life was being drafted here. And it's supposed to be my kingdom and everything, but I'm being tortured by Lynch's cheap hair. Alexa Bliss came out as I guess her mic wasn't working, and said, previously on the Whiners of WWE, she pretty much talked about Natalya and Becky Lynch as she said she was going to become champion. Carmella came out then saying she took out Nikki Bella, as then all three women argued with each other, and pretty much, Natalya said they're trying to turn against, Becky's trying to make us fight each other. Becky said, no, 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 no. And pretty much Nikki Bella and Naomi came out, pretty much the faces went against the heels, and it was going to be a 6-woman tag match, which this segment was so dead because it was just either terrible scripting, of course, or some say bad acting, which was just bad about this whole segment because it didn't look like the crowd cared and were very dead for it. Which we will see who wins this title on Sunday. I hope the guys say Nikki Bella, but knowing them, they will. Or something. I don't know why we just didn't have one women's champion and we have to have two. The blue belt and the red belt. They all look the same. But we're not going to get on the belts right now like usual. We've already shitted on that enough. The Miz and Maurice talked to Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. As Bryan says, you're going to be fighting Ziggler this Sunday for the title. And you don't want to do that, you can give the title back right now, as Miz went against Apollo Crews again, which, once again, Apollo Crews, people complaining for him smiling all the time because he has no direction right now, I feel like, and he has no, I don't know what's his motivation. I feel like, they should have kept him in NXT probably for another year to get some type of character out of him and then bring him into the main roster, because that's still weird that they have to make an angle about Miz, about him being a safe style worker, which we know his ring work sucks to begin with, and he's going against someone like Crews, and Ziggler's on commentary, so I don't even know why. And we've already moved Ziggler back to the mid-card. He's not getting world title shots anytime soon, which, after how horrible that Ambrose feud was, we moved him back to mid-card, and it'd be weird if he actually did win the Intercontinental title just for the fuck of it. Why? I don't know. Renee Young talked to AJ Styles in the back as AJ Styles, I guess, headset wasn't working, and talked about, some production dude. And he took his headset and said, if I smashed this headset, they would fire you right now, would they? Even though you're on camera, have taken the guy and taking his headset, which we see you say it, so people blame you for it. And they said, you got a family, right? So you better do what's right and just do it. So Styles still keeping a headband with him. Bray Wyatt cut a promo in the back, talking about the evolution of a man, a god, and Orton will become prey. And he is adapted, and he will beat Orton this Sunday at Backlash. 6-woman tag, Nikki Bella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi, which I still think has a cool entrance. Went against Alexa Bliss and Natalya and Carmella, which was a pretty good match for what it was. Carmella got the win with the code of silence submission on Nikki to win the match, so it was okay. American Alpha went against Usos, which I was surprisingly, this was a freaking squash match, which I actually expected a really great match to happen with some time given into it. But American Alpha won in like 30 seconds. They beat the Usos. Usos pretty much beat the crap out of American Alpha and turned heel, which people been waiting, but Roman Reigns hasn't turned heel yet. Randy Orton was in the back cutting a promo, talking about the rabbit and the snake and the man and how the snake could take both. As the Usos pretty much were in the back talking about, you know, we've done all we could and everything. They cut a promo saying, like, we've been here for 6 years trying to gain respect, earn it, but, you know, we're done with that. We've done it all, but then y'all want to turn on the Usos and stuff and boo it as, which they do with Roman Reigns, but he still hasn't turned yet. But Usos going heel, it's long overdue and they need it. Fandango becoming Val Venus tonight, dancing with a woman since Tyler Breeze is in here. Looked like a goofball, and he says, these hips are lies, your moves are lies. As Kane came out of Fandango, says you have the desire and passion with fire in your belly, and Kane chokeslammed him as the fans chanted Big Red then. So, Fandango just pretty much got destroyed by Kane. AJ Styles said, talked to some dude with a camera, said, you took a picture of me? And he said, it's a picture of my family. Oh, okay then, and threw it at the wall. The Hype Bros went against Slater and Rhino. Slater and Rhino beat the Hype Bros, and I think they're really going to win this whole tournament now. And I guess Slater hugged his kids. So, now the thing with, I heard on Talking Smack tonight, is that American Alpha is out for the next 2 to 4 weeks. It'll be the Usos versus the Hype Bros, and whoever wins gets to face Slater and Rhino for the titles. Dean Ambrose came out, which he's just been funny all night, I guess, talking about AJ Styles, and Styles says, I beat John Cena, and he's not here, he's not the face to run this place anymore. And Ambrose gave him a, you know, I guess a soccer trophy, and the people chant soccer mom at him. As this Sunday, he's going to beat him at Backlash, as Styles say. And that's why I took this armband from John Cena, because this is my trophy now. And Cena isn't coming back. And Dean says, I'm not John Cena. You beat Cena in a wrestling match. This Sunday, I'm going to take a man and drag him by his breaking points and stuff. And he's going to beat him, because you're the face that runs the place. We don't give trophies to the face that comes in second place, okay? And then Styles pretty much got pissed, kicked Ambrose in the nuts, and that ended the show, which was, I guess, alright, because Ambrose is, I still don't look at him as a lunatic. He's more like a Bugs Bunny, funny, play pranks on joke type of people. So maybe Austin was still right about that Laurel thing, but I'm not sure. Could be in that, because the whole Ziggler thing feud was horrible. But Smackdown was okay tonight. I think the biggest thing you could really get was the Usos turning heel, which was long overdue. And I guess the Styles and Ambrose promo showdown to the Sunday. But I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace.